Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Good morning, McRangers. Good morning, Mark. Sterling is back. So, putting in the news, putting in the earnings. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Still fighting off a bit of this little cold thing. Excuse me. Good morning, Patrick. All right. Hopefully, we can get through this. Hope you continue to feel better, Sterling. Let's see. Thank you for putting in all the earnings. Big one for me. Oh, great. Brazy's price. You know, is NVIDIA going to become the whole market? Something's going to unravel with that. Just don't know when. Where's Home Depot? There you go. That was the Home Depot was a beat, and guides up. So that was very interesting to me that they guided up. So housing from the consumer and building point or renovation point of view still strong. What else do we have? We have John in here. Good morning. What was this? I didn't see that this morning. Ad supported streaming service reaches 70 million monthly users. For NFL Live Christmas Day, we're having NFL Live Christmas Day games. Sold out all in-game inventory, partnering with advertisers including FanDuel and Verizon. What isn't Christmas selling on a Wednesday? Are we having Christmas Day? I did not know that. We do have a nice community here. Thank you to everyone. Good morning, Royal Palms. Hello, Daniel. Good morning, Heinrich. Hello, Charles. All right. We got the whole group. Good morning, people hiding in the background. Hope everyone is well. So, the NFIB Business Optimism Index coming out a little higher than expected, a little bounce there. Red Book coming in lower than previous, but still a decent print on that. What do we have going on? We got Waller, Barkin, Kashkari, Harker, Barkin. We got lots of Fed speak. They're back. Yay. They are back. So today's sort of quiet besides the Fed speak. Then tomorrow's CPI numbers. Going in Tesla, a little pullback after its monstrous rally. NVIDIA up. I still want to call it Facebook. Meta up. I always want to call it Facebook. There's your Honeywell after their earnings. Their beat. So stuff still chugging along, but getting very, very overbought. Just be careful out there. We do still have potential end of wave and DeMarc setups, but they have not triggered yet. So there are setups, but nothing's triggered yet. And they could be significant topping setups. We have technology. Let's just refresh this again. Consumer defensive technology is industrials and real estate leading it up. Basic materials pulling back. Fed watch still as close to 70% for another cut in December. Fear and greed on the upper end of greed. But if you start looking at this, momentum's in extreme greed. The stock price strength and the breadth. This is new highs and lows. This market's getting narrow again. Okay, and the breadth is not decent. But then put call options in extreme greed. Volatility is nothing shocking there. But safe haven demand, extreme greed. Junk bond demand, extreme greed. And bond spreads are super low, and junk bond spreads are super low. The complacency out there and the amount of the retail investor just all in with this market. All in. And so just be careful. Schiller PE 38.29. I went through the other numbers yesterday. Price to sales through the roof. Price to book is through the roof. If you want to know all the results, Sterling put them in. Again, Home Depot was a big one to me. Beat. After the close today, we have Spotify. but nothing that's going to be market moving. And then before the open, not much tomorrow morning. There are companies reporting, but nothing that's going to be market moving. We're going to have those CPI numbers tomorrow. All right. Good morning, Ted. So there's your chart of Tesla. Gone completely vertical, trading like close to 90 P/E again. They might be flat to down this year on car sales too. So it's fascinating. But you still got a possible magnet price of 375, just teched off the 75% harmonic. Getting it overdone in the short term. I want to know what happens if Elon and Trump, because there are two huge egos there. I want to know what happens if the egos have a clash. I don't think Elon's going to fare very well in that one. All right, so we've ticked off that 6K. The harmonic was 60-60. I was watching the 6K area to 60-60. We've ticked that off. If it does continue, 60-85 and then 61-21 are the key levels, and that would take us in line with a very key upper trend line. Major support back at about 5,900 to 5,950. Minor support is going to be coming in right around about 5,960 to 5,970. So, yeah, retail traders' participation in the option markets hit a record 20% last week. I did see that from JP. People are all in, and the amount of euphoria, especially with Bitcoin, everybody's just going all in on the risk of the risky assets. So when that happens, doesn't mean it has to stop. But this reminds me of so much right before the dot-com bust happened, where everybody, I mean, I'm talking to people out there, even at the grocery store, and they're talking about just taking their whole investment. They're going all in on Tesla. Like, really, at this point? They're just, oh, well, he's going to be this, Tesla's going to rule the world, and he's going to be best buddies with Trump. Okay. All right, that's fine, but I would not go all in. It's just insane. We're going to have a big Bitcoin reserve. Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million next year. Okay. My problem with Bitcoin is there's still too much fraud in it. You get the fraud out, you got to get Tether out of there, because the amount of wash trading and garbage that's been going on even the last few days is immense. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. But is it a safe haven? No. So, yeah, I saw that too. Risk appetite for retail traders it's at record highs. And still you have institutions and insiders selling. And you saw what Buffett was doing. Record cash holdings, continues to unwind positions. So can this continue? Yeah. It does, even on a minor pullback. Is there major technical damage? No, but also a proprietary thing. I have an instability index. We're back very close to the peak, which means I'm on high alert that a pullback could turn into something more, but nothing has yet triggered. So, good morning, Jacob. All right, NASDAQ took out the all-time highs. And now, so support coming back right around 20,900. The next minor harmonic is about 2150. And then we have 21.9 to the upside. The little support levels I'm watching is right around about 20,940 to about 20,980 on any pullback. We'll get to gold, dark screen. You don't even say good morning, dark screen. You're just like, what's up with gold? What do you mean? Gold's triggered head and shoulders pattern. We should continue to get some pullbacks. I think people are liquidating some of their gold and going in all in on Bitcoin. and all in on the risk assets. I wonder, you know what? At least if you have physical gold and physical silver, if the crap really hits the fan, let's say there's internet disruptions and everything else, you can still do something with it. How are you going to do your Bitcoin? Just asking. I'm just wondering, is there a solution if you have major internet outages or if you have major disruptions to the power grid? How that's gonna affect the good old Bitcoin? Can you get a physical Bitcoin? Uh, Next target is 44,840. So, oh, by the way, in Ethereum, the remaining, after hitting the first target on the double, the remaining targets were finally invalidated. I had to bring up that too. With another one where we're all going all nuts. By the way, New Futures Edge, I posted that. It's also on Jim and Bob's channel. I've been trying not to post as many future edges because I've been wanting them to build their channel, and they finally hit 1,000 subscribers. So I don't care where you watch. I'll just post my episodes here. But for the other ones, go watch it on their channel, please. The support area on the Russell is about 23.95 to 24.05. The next target is 24.81. Okay, we're trading against all-time highs at 24.60. We're just below it right now. We're at very key resistance. Oh, there we go. Good morning. Good morning. So, what if credit card transactions can't be processed at some point? Just wondering. VIX, no fear. Back in the 15s. I wonder if that is going to keep dropping. Everything's just, this market's so complacent. DAX, still. This is just a huge, let's zoom out on the DAX. So, really, in the last couple of weeks, or that's the monthly, the last couple of months, we've gone a whole lot of nowhere. The last few weeks, we've gone a whole lot of nowhere. The DAX is trying to make up its mind, but the key area now on the DAX is right around this 19K. You start losing 19K, the run's probably over in the short term. So that's my bigger picture. Other than that, this is just a choppy, nightmarish mess. I'm keeping an eye on this with the notes because yield's still climbing back up, but I'm going to see if this gets into potential double bottom territory. We're not there yet. In terms of yield, still watching to see if this head and shoulders triggers. Now, if this keeps climbing up, it would then take the potential head and shoulders off the table. Could turn into a double. Could turn into double right. We're right against that 62.5. So I'm keeping an eye. Yields are at least running out of steam a bit, but should still go higher. That's what I'm seeing. If these might not trigger, this might still just be a sideways correction and then break out higher. The only thing, this is a weekly chart, and weekly cycles are at a top. So I'm watching for some kind of pause, but we don't even have. We have sort of a pause in the yields, but nothing significant yet. Dollar index. Look at this. Finally reconnected with 87.5. This thing is on a major march. We've had a major declining best fit line. Technically not a trend line the way we drop because it's going through the highs here into the candle bodies. That's why it's a best fit line. But your support's now coming back. So what I talked about yesterday, I'm focused on whether this thing could get to 107 again. 107 now, I'm expecting some kind of pause here too, but that's why that pause is going to be very telling. But still, the dollar index, the dollar wrecking ball is marching up. Really interested to see this. We talked about crude on futures edge, but this, I'm seeing if it's still going to make another higher bottom. It's trying to stair step up. Stair step up, and no, this is not a head and shoulders target because or top because it's not reversing a move. It needs to reverse a move. So right now I'm focusing right here. Do I have a great setup yet? No, I do not. I'll be watching to see how today though closes in case we get a percent beat by tomorrow. Gold. I was watching yesterday to see if this could potentially turn into another shoulder in a horizontal neckline shoulder, and still theoretically it could. This dipped a little too much, but now with the rotation zone clearly down, the 50 hook and over, on any bounce, I'm still watching for the continued lower prices since the head and shoulders. Keep in mind this head and shoulders is a lot lopsided. This shoulder is nowhere near this shoulder. That's why I'm watching to see, could it be a bigger pattern a little lower? However, it doesn't change the fact that I'm now watching for continued weakness in gold, especially this first target area, this 2574, 2575 area, and then see how it reacts there. We have weekly cycles still going down. Now, before anybody freaks out, so the last correction in gold was a horizontal correction, a sideways correction. This looks like it's turning into a pullback correction. But if you look here, look, could it still go lower? Yeah, because all it would do is reconnect with the monthly rotation zone. And it's gone on a massive tear. Nothing goes up forever. So this is not like, oh, gold's collapsing, gold's pulling back. But it's been on a massive run. So know your time frames. From a long-term perspective, this does not do any technical damage. If you got in within the last couple weeks, this is going to cause you pain. If you've got in even on the last breakout, know where your stops are. That's why we look at targets also and run through targets and at least I look to unwind stuff. Silver, this is a very sloppy. I'm actually going to be watching to see if this makes, even more so than gold, if this makes a stronger head and shoulder pattern. A stronger head and shoulder pattern with like more of the horizontal neckline. The neckline, because that's a very weak one, like a neckline down here, comes up, makes a stronger shoulder closer to this, and then rolls over. So I'm really curious on this silver bounce. Copper, we talked about copper on Futures Edge 2. I am still watching for the continued pullback. The yen coming up into little sloppy double top territory. So now we at least have a very key, at least I have a very key trailing point for if this did get a close back below 152.14, then we could get the pullback into the 50 EMA area. Other than that, I'm still, magnet price for me is what my magnet price on this one too. First and foremost, the target is this 156.35 area, because that's getting us into intervention territory. Very key intervention territory. And then it would be 159. Euro, hitting the next very key area, hitting the next harmonic, and very significant support down here. That's why I'm watching to see if we do get that pause in the dollar. If the euro breaks through here, even after a bounce, the next area isn't back at those 105. And based off of these harmonics, the area would be this 105.40 to about 105 area would be a key target area. Would not be surprised to see a bounce or at least a horizontal correction and a pause. That would be a pause also in the dollar. If gold closes above yesterday's no, will it go up tomorrow? If you're looking for a bullish thing, I'm going to be watching for gold. See, it's in percent B buy territory. Now, this would be an aggressive bounce play only because I'd be watching for the next rollover. I mean, but it would be, I'd be watching today's high. So tomorrow, if this sets up with a percent B buy, because a little percent B is below zero, that could be if it breaks today's high and then follows through at the close, it's a follow through percent B buy, but it's going into very key resistance with a declining rotation zone. So that could be a potential bounce play. Would I be playing it as a bounce play? No, I'd be playing it as a watching then for a rollover play. Well, the markets see expense. It should be a little market, especially higher yields, because look at the dividend yield. I mean, it's something we don't talk about a lot, but the dividend yield on the S&P 500 is just a bit over 1%. So everything's being done with gains, pure gains. And look where your yields are climbing back up to. Your market, remember, markets don't generally, what's the average market return historically for the S&P? Around 7%. Okay? Everybody says, oh, we're in a new normal. We should be getting 20, 30, 40% a year. That is not normal, especially with yields where they are. This is just a fuel driven. We've still got too much money sloshing around. We now have 0-day options. We have people have learned to gamify the market, and that works until it doesn't. So, and I'll talk about something else in a second. Sterling asked about HON. Honeywell. What was Mike? With Elliott Investment Management amassing a $5 billion position in HON to possibly break it up, where would your short to intermediate targets be? Let's see where our forward and reverse harmonics take us, because it looks like it's going to take out, it already has taken out this, so this is where we're going to use our harmonics. This is why they're very helpful instead of just trying to pull a number out your butt. See, oh, look at this. All right. Look at this. Minor breakout targets, 245.60. We're trading pre-market 240.30. Next cluster, double cluster, right around 254 area. Then you got 270. That's exactly how I'd structure upside targets. Okay? What else? Spiders, just so everybody knows, we took out that target area of 595. The next key target is 605. There's going to be strong resistance. We're trading now at 600. Just like there's some resistance in the futures, right just above 6,000. So your key support area is back at about 591 on any pullback. And the next target is 605 should it continue above 600. The Qs. The key support area here, I'd be looking at this gap fill. 505.60 approximately. Next target up is 523.54. NVIDIA. We have the major support is now really back right around this 143 area. Next targets up, you got 151 and then 153.25, then 157 to 158 is a major cluster area. Should it continue to march higher. And by the way, the double is still not off the table. I'm talking the massive double. It's still technically not off the table. If it trades above 153.28, it is off the table. All right. That's about it. Remember, lots of Fed speak today. Don't know what they'd say. That would disrupt the market. In terms of this going into the open, really pay attention to this area about 60.13 to 60.15 if it does pull back. On a continued push up into the open, and this is for short term only, if it does push up above this 60.33 area, pay very close attention to 60.38. Those will be the levels I'll be watching. Let's see where the tick opened. Thank you for tuning back in. Sterling tick, a pretty negative opening. So if the market does not break down, the tick bounces back. We'll be really watching. We'll be really watching. Come on, don't freeze on me now. We'll be really keying off of this 60.38 on a rally. Good, we should be refilling it. So I'm glad. All right. With that, I shall talk to everyone later. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. Things look toppy. Yes, they do look toppy, but remember, toppy can continue. We have a lot of potential sell signals, but nothing's triggered. And they're not sell signals I go into in depth in here. I'm just letting you know about them. Okay, you're in. I wonder where this one's Elliott thing goes. I'll have to put that on. I'll have to see. I don't have it on here. I don't use counts in here, but I was just curious. I'll have to see where that goes. But we are getting very, very, very into instability. But instability can continue until it doesn't. And remember, just even based off the monthly or the weekly, the key area, look where this is right now, where the weekly rotation zone is. About 5,700. So you start losing that. We've had 3 key pullbacks, actually 4 key pullbacks into the rotation zone. So on any bigger pullback, this is one area you need to watch for more that could trigger a more cascading downward level is this 5,700. All right, with that, I shall talk to everyone later. Bye for now.